This is Isaac Griffin and Reid Bjerke's neuron model. First, we will go over the key parts of the neuron. The dendrites here are the short branched ends of the neuron, along which neurotransmitters are collected from other cells as synapses and then are transmitted to the cell body. The nucleus is in the middle of the cell body, and it is a cellular organelle that is essential to carrying out the function of the cell. It is composed of nuclear sap and a nucleoprotein and is enclosed in a definite membrane and the cell body, which is here. The axon is a long, skinny part of a neuron that conducts electrical impulses away from the neuron's cell body. Axons are the main ways of moving neurotransmitters in the nervous system. The myelin sheath is the part that insulates the axon and surrounds it with multiple layers of myelin. And lastly, the axon terminal is the very end of a branch of a nerve's axon. It is made up of skinny nerve fibers that conduct electrical signals to the nerve synapse. The signal then moves across the synapse to another axon through a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmission, by definition, is a process by which signaling molecules called neurotransmitters are released by the axon terminal of a neuron and bind to react with the receptors on the dendrites of another neuron. But what does that mean? Basically, when nerves need to send a message to each other throughout the human body but aren't directly touching each other, they rely on chemical neurotransmitters. The neurotransmitters are sent out by one neuron to cross the synapses, which are the gaps between the neurons, and received by the other neuron, thus passing information to each other in chemical form. Some examples of these chemicals are dopamine or epinephrine. This can be applied to real life in the example of some mental disorders. For the disorder anxiety, too little GABA neurotransmitters are being sent out between neurons in the body. Another example is depression, in which the person who has a disorder is known to have lacked the chemical neurotransmitters dopamine and serotonin in their system. In summary, the neuron is made up of several parts that go into the process of neurotransmission, and too much or too little of any particular neurotransmitters can result in a mental disorder.